I've looked at a few different plans, and really the whole point behind a ticketing system is, when you get a lot of email like I do here and you're running a lot of websites, so let's say you're running a ton of different websites, you're running a couple of different businesses, rather than cluttering your email, like here, as you can see, there's a lot of email that's coming in and questions, and some of these questions are just very basic questions. It's not that they're bad questions, it's just people either can't find it on your website, maybe they're struggled with it, maybe they're looking in the wrong spot, so you need to kind of guide them what to do. It might be a question about refunds, it might be a question about your customer support, your service, whatever the case is. There's a bunch of questions that come in, and they might be easy to answer, but the problem is to get the time to answer those and have the support takes a bit of time. So it's always nice if you have another teammate or team member that can handle those. But unfortunately, to do that all within the inbox, it starts to clutter it. So what I did with Google in the past was really set up kind of like labels or tickets and those kinds of things. And when I did that, that allowed me to kind of organize those things for the different websites that I run. It might be for Backstage Income, this website. It might be for Traders Fly, which is our investing one right here. And we get a lot of questions here, let's say on the contact form. So people will fill this contact form out, and then that'll come into my email, then I have to answer it, or somebody logs into my email and answers it for me. But that can be a little bit more of a pain, so that's why I'm looking for a ticketing system, and I've looked at a handful. The one I'm deciding to go with is Teamwork. They're all pretty good. There's Freshdesk here, there's also Groove HQ. I'll link all these in the description. There's Help Scout and Help Crunch. The closest one that I really liked was Help Scout, but the problem is if you have a lot of mailboxes, you have to hop onto this plan, which $32 per user starts to get expensive. Whereas when you look at Teamwork, let me see if I could pop up another window here for you. When we look at Teamwork desk here, you can see it's basically $7 a person, which is not bad. That's annual. If you do monthly, it's about $8.75. And you get kind of 10 agents, which is more than you kind of need for a small team, but you get unlimited inboxes. And that's kind of the goal for me, is that, hey, if you got 10, 20 websites, but then you got, 5 people managing the customer support, that's what's really important, because I know there's a lot of startups that are trying different things, different websites, seeing what works, what doesn't, and support things come in. So how do you go about integrating this? Basically what they do is, I've already integrated one mailbox, but you create kind of smart mailboxes. So I've created one mailbox here, and I'm still playing with it, but basically if you go here and you go to, let's say here, the inboxes, new smart inboxes. So you can see here's all the inboxes that you have, and you can configure all of these based on the aliases, based on where you want to forward it to. But in either case, you create a mailbox, and anytime you create a mailbox from here, it forwards it into that. So it comes into your inbox. So I'll go ahead and add one in there. So let's say our team inbox is, I'm going to go ahead and do this at, let's say, hello. This will be the Traders Fly website. So we'll do kind of hello at tradersfly.com, and we'll click next. I'm going to go ahead and hide these details just real quick, briefly, because otherwise they're going to give you kind of a code here. So they'll go ahead and give me a little code to forward things to. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Okay, so let me see if I can kind of hide this right here. So you copy this code, and once you copy this code, we'll go ahead and go in and set up kind of our mailbox. So I'll go ahead and add this. You go to the kind of the settings, and let's say you add a forwarding pop email account. So I'll go ahead and add a forwarding address. We'll block this out as well. So after I forward this right here, okay, so proceed, we'll go ahead. So now a confirmation code has been sent there, okay? So once that confirmation code is sent right here, we'll go ahead and check this inbox. So I can go to my dashboard and I'll see, okay, well, here's the confirmation code. right here. I'll go ahead and verify this confirmation code. Okay, so now that I have this confirmation code, I want to go ahead and put this back and verify on my email. Okay, so we got that now verified. So now what we want to do is we want to create a filter. So we're going to create a filter. So anything to, and I'll say to my email here, hello@tradersfly.com. And then we'll create a filter. Anything there, we'll skip the inbox, mark as read. I'll apply the label. It's going to go to the Traders Fly, and we're going to forward it to that mailbox. So now, basically, anything that comes into that email address is going to get forwarded right into this kind of inbox right here. So you basically have, if you go to the dashboard, I got now 2 inboxes. And right here, you can see here's one inbox, here's the Rise to Learn inbox. So I could have like 10, 15 websites here. And you might say, well, why don't you go ahead and just use kind of a Gmail account and keep splitting it? Well, as you saw, it gets kind of busy. The other tools you could use is other mailing programs. But again, sharing that and having another person answering your tickets becomes a little more problematic. So I went ahead and did the setup. Now, for me, I also need to go ahead and set that email address up kind of in my my mailing account as well in Google Suite, and I'll go ahead and do that here real quick. All right, so that's all set now. I went ahead and did that. So basically now what's going to happen is, let me just go ahead and send a quick email from one place to another. So I'm going to go ahead and just write, hey, this is a quick test. I have a question about this. So I went ahead and sent it off. So it usually takes a minute or two, because remember, there's a couple of forwarding things now that have to happen. Now, when you click this, there's a handful of things you can do. There's shortcuts. You can just hit the D key for the delete, and boom, then it's gone. And then as you go here, okay, and you start looking at your inboxes, you can kind of see now breakdown on, hey, what's yours, what's on hold, what's unsigned, what's waiting, and what's spam. So I'll go ahead and let me see. There you go. You can kind of see the inboxes there. So you can see there's a Rise to Learn, there's a Traders Fly. So all of these things kind of work hand in hand. So I went ahead and refreshed it. So you can see there's one that came in. There's the Traders Fly. So you can see as I zoom in, here's a quick test, and you can see it came in right there. And there's a quick ticket, and I can go ahead and just reply right back, and it kind of goes right back into the person, or in this case, it would just go back to me. So this is all set up. So you can see here, I do have an error here. So I need to go ahead and adjust some permissions here. Your permissions may have changed. It continues. Try logging back out. But other than that, there's, it's pretty seamless and quick integration. So that's how I went about setting up kind of my mailbox here. And now we can have kind of a sharing of customer support tickets, where I can have a couple of different people that help me out on the website go ahead and answer some of those support requests. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me here in this video. Be sure to go ahead and sign up to our newsletter list if you're not on it already, so that way you get notified as I release new videos, books, courses, products, and other good stuff. And if you want to get a list of these tools that I have available, check out backstageincome.com/the resources page, or check the description here.